Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, May 31st, 2021. Happy Memorial Day. My name is Aubrey and this is my astrological outlook for the day. And what a day we have. Today is our day. Today is the once a year yearly conjunction of the Sun and the North Node. So we have a big day today. And let's talk for a minute about these two things. The North Node. The North Node is in astrology thought of as our destiny point. Essentially, where our path is taking us, where our blueprint is unfolding and leading us towards, the path that we are being pulled down and the direction that is a very good idea for us to take. That is what the North Node represents in astrology. And when the North Node comes into conjunction with the Sun, it is really lighting up our purpose in life, the forward direction that we're going to go. Today is a very important day to be paying attention to the opportunities that come to you, the people that you meet, just anything that is sort of like pulling you in a new direction or is a noticeable change from things that you've done in the past. This is a good idea to follow through with these things today because there is just a lot of fated interactions, events, dynamics, circumstances, situations going on because we are in our once a year conjunction of the Sun to the North Node today. And of course it's extra significant this year, as are all things, as we're moving through this new energy and into the age of Aquarius, and generally a huge paradigm shift and change. A lot of us are experiencing tremendous changes in life right now and moving away from how things used to be and actually like opening up to maybe new experiences that we had never possibly even considered for ourselves before. And let's talk for just a moment about the degree where this conjunction is occurring today. 11 degrees of Gemini. So let's talk about the Sabian symbol that is in effect today for this conjunction. And remember, Sabian symbols are essentially like the energetic frequency of any specific degree, but in a picture form so that we can read the picture and interpret it, and it kind of makes more sense to our psyche so we can have a greater understanding of the exact energetic dynamic of that particular degree. Sorry for, there's like races going on or something in the distance outside and they just started. So I don't know how long this racing will be lasting, but that's what that is. Maybe the whole video, maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Oh, it seems to have stopped. I think we're good. All right. So, we have the conjunction at 11 degrees of Gemini, where the North Node has been. The Sabian symbol for that degree is newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. So aside from the fact that when the Sun and the North Node come together, this is really about an aligning of purpose and kind of like a reinvigorating our personal purpose, our sense of personal purpose, the direction that we want to take our lives, and what we find meaningful to us kind of can come under a new dynamic or a new frontier for opportunity when the Sun and the North Node come together. So today, as we're going about our day, it's just something that we should be aware of, that any new opportunities or new directions or things that seem fated or just sort of like line up in like more of a synchronistic or divine way, we should follow those today and pay close attention to them because we are in a very fated window period right now. We have just, last week was such a big week with the eclipse going on and the transition literally to a new world from the 5th sun to the 6th sun, according to the Aztec traditions, and just all of the prophecy that has gone on around these times and all of the astrology and the age of Aquarius that we're moving into, and just all of these huge shifts have been happening in the past couple of months and definitely, you know, this past couple of years. But now today, because of the eclipse that we've just had, because of the energetic shift into air signs, now that we have Saturn in Aquarius and we had conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. The air dynamic is really strong right now. And we also have the nodes in Gemini, another air sign. And Mercury is also in Gemini right now, stationed retrograde. He's stationed retrograde on Saturday. So we are in the Mercury retrograde period as well. And Mercury is in square to Neptune still as he makes his way back. And so we want to keep in mind also, though, that yes, we are definitely being aligned with our new path forward today. That is the Sun conjunct the North Node. We are being aligned with the new direction that we are supposed to be going in. But we still have Mercury in square to Neptune. So that can really make us kind of just like mentally confused about the direction that things are going, even though new paths are unfolding before us. And with the Mercury square to Neptune that we have going on, we just really want to be really careful to double check our communications, double check that we're understanding things properly, that we're communicating properly, that we're interpreting things properly, because miscommunications, misunderstandings, misinterpretations, all of that type of stuff is extremely highlighted when we have Mercury retrograde in square to Neptune. This is not the best time for major life-changing decisions, even though they may be being presented to you today. We may be being presented with possible paths forward. But while Mercury is retrograding over the next few weeks, and then he will come back and he will square Neptune again, and then finally, go direct and pass through that over this next couple weeks, it's really a time for processing and really deliberating on things and really just observing and checking our options and, not jumping in head first right now, but we do want to be aware and to observe and to see the directions of things and to really feel how they feel in our gut too. Like Neptune rules our spiritual connection and our intuition, and there could be sort of the spiritual connection, the intuition sort of at odds with the logical mind, the logical faculties of things right now under this energy. So we really want to be careful also and really try to hone in and really start paying attention to our gut instincts and our intuitions about things, because a lot of times in the context of all of the energetics that we have going on right now, that can actually be much more reliable and much more trustworthy and much more clear guidance than we might receive from any type of external sources or the traditional thought authorities, the media and the experts and all of that. There could be a lot of murkiness, a lot of confusion, a lot of agendas being pushed right now, a lot of manipulation. So we really do want to try to really hone our gut instincts during this time and follow our intuition and really connect to our higher self and our connection to spirit and our connection to God, because that is what's going to help us sort through a lot of the informational madness that is going on and that might make things very confusing for us, especially as we're all moving forward into our new path on our new direction as of today, with the North Node and the Sun coming into a conjunction at that degree. Newly open lands offer the pioneer new opportunity for experience. This whole entire year is about moving into a whole new way of experiencing life, and it's based very much so on getting in touch with our own personal authenticity and building our lives going forward based on that, as opposed to, maybe how we've done it before in terms of trying to mold ourselves into what other people's ideals and expectations were and then trying to build a life off of that. That is not the way it's going to go going forward. And we're all really being pushed to turn inwards, to figure out what our personal passions and talents and skills and abilities are, and then to develop and cultivate those and hone those so that we can create something of value that we can serve the greater good with, and that we can then create a life for ourselves with as well. It's going to work like that much more so going forward than it has in the past up until now. So this week, after what we went through last week, a lot of endings of things that have been going on for a long period of time, a lot of releasing and, you know, dealing with difficult emotions in regards to what we've had to let go, and trying not to fight it and to surrender to the changes and to not resist the new direction that we're being pulled to. And then now we come into this week, Monday, we have the sun conjuncting the North Node, really lighting up our new purpose and our new direction. And from here on out, that is the way that it's going to go. The sun and the North Node together today, the new path forward is going to be, you know, newly open lands, offer the pioneer, new opportunities for experience. We're entering a whole new reality, basically moving forward after all of everything that has changed over the past few years. And yeah, it's not, I don't know that things will go back to how they were, but I don't know that it will turn into any type of like new normal as the sculptors of society, you know, would have it. It's going to be people getting reacquainted with who they really are and building lives and businesses and trades and situations of value off of that. And it's going to be much different than what we've experienced up until now. But so that's the big thing today. We have the sun conjuncting the North Node once a year. And for me, this one happens to be a big one because a lot of the things that are happening this year are just more significant because of the window that we're in and all of the major aspects that have been going on leading up to this year and still throughout the course of this year as well. Next, the next thing that I want to talk about, I talked about Mercury going retrograde, still in square to Neptune. The last thing that I really want to talk about today is we have Mars at 24 degrees of Cancer in exact trine to that Neptune, who has moved degrees to 24 degrees of Pisces. So we have Mars and we have Neptune in exact aspect. And this is very, very fascinating because both of the degrees that they are at are referencing islands. Kind of random. Neptune moved to 24 degrees of Pisces, and that is an inhabited island. And then Mars moved to 24 degrees of Cancer, a woman and two men cast away on a small island. And for me, whenever I think of islands, and islands can be interpreted in a multitude of ways, but for me personally, when I think of islands, I think of something that is relatively self-sustaining. Like it's totally cut off from the rest of the world, but it still has everything that it needs on it to grow and sustain whatever population or species or creatures or inhabitants that happen to be able to survive and thrive there. So islands to me are like microcosms, and they're also like fully self-sustaining like systems. And whenever I see island symbology, it makes me think of, again, really cultivating inner resources and what we need to maintain and sustain ourselves in and of ourselves. So we have an inhabited island where Neptune is. And because it's Neptune and Pisces, to me that means that we really need to start relying on our own spiritual insight and our intuition, like I said, and our gut feelings and our ability to kind of decipher what's going on externally through our internal compass, essentially. That's how I interpret this symbolism of Neptune at 24 degrees of Pisces, an inhabited island. To me, that makes me think that we all need to be our own inhabited islands of spiritual understanding and connection and perception and guidance system, essentially, because that is really important moving into these times where there's so much external confusion and so many false realities going on. It's really important to be able to sustain and maintain our own connection without just being pulled and swept away like the wind whenever there's a different narrative or a different story or a different version of truth and reality that comes up. We need to stay very grounded in our own internal guidance and what feels right and what resonates to each and every one of us personally. And then Mars at 24 degrees of Cancer, a woman and 2 men cast away on a small island. They're also on the island. So I don't know. In Mars and Neptune in a trine, this is a really beautiful aspect that really helps us like step outside of our ego urges and really look at the big picture and where we fit into the whole and how we can benefit the group outside of ourselves. And it's very empathetic, and it really is a lot about compassion, and especially, you know, with Mars and Cancer, that's a lot of energy towards nurturing and like altruism and just being more of like a team player and for the good of all is really the dynamic to me of Mars in trine to Neptune. And also like spiritual awakenings, and Mars is the spiritual warrior in a lot of cases, and that archetype, and the spiritual warrior is in a beautiful aspect with the God source frequency, the God source energy, the spiritual energy, Neptune. So it's a really good time for sort of like putting action into merging with spirit and to really like cultivating that spiritual connection and coming into our spiritual power. And just being less like ego oriented and more just compassionate and, like I said, altruistic. And it really just, but the trend, it just, we're doing that more naturally right now, all of us, with this aspect and with this energetic going on. And I think that this is also very helpful in regards to the changes that we're making right now. We're really truly with the North Node and the Sun today, stepping onto our new path and walking the road of the future. We had to let everything go last week and really close some doors, end some books. And now we're starting the new one. We're starting a new page, a new chapter this week. And with this conjunction and with the Mercury in square to Neptune and Mars in trine to Neptune, a lot of that is about getting in touch with our personal spiritual connection and really cultivating that and taking like a safe harbor in that and really holding on to that and using that to guide us going forward. And aligning also, you know, when we align with our faith, when we align with our divine path, what is set for us, that is also a lot of times in alignment with what is truly authentic for us and what we're best at and what we'll have the most success at and what we'll feel the most fulfilled with. And that is what all of this is coming back to. So today, wonderful day. Really, really great day. We have the Sun conjuncting the North Node. We are stepping our first steps into our new world. Take advantage of new opportunities today, especially if they are something that is just totally off base from what you would normally do, because that's the energy that we're in right now. Just very dynamic changes that are recentering us in some way. So happy North Node conjunct the Sun. Very destined day. Very fated occurrences. Take advantage of opportunities that present themselves to you and be open. However, we should not be making big decisions right now. We should not be making huge life-altering decisions right now, if at all possible. We need to observe. We need to take in information. We need to process what's happened. We need to continue to let go and to open up to receive what's coming. But we just don't want to be making a lot of really huge choices right now until we get through the next few weeks when Mercury goes direct and makes that third square to Neptune. We will have a lot more clarity by then. Also, we had the Mars in trine to Neptune exact today, and that is just a really big boost of spiritual energy and compassion and doing right by others. So I really think overall this should be a really good day today, and I'm wishing everyone a very beautiful step into the new world, aligning with our paths going forward. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video. And leave me comments. I love you. I love your comments. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow for my video for Tuesday. Happy Memorial Day, and everybody have a beautiful day. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.